just start, it's fine.
This looks good, Mo.
It always does.
Yeah, it always looks better when you're out and about, that's for sure. This is pasta with tomato sauce and cheese and some herbs. And then what's in the vegetable pot? It's stir-fried pepper, mushroom, aubergine, courgette. Anything else?
I think that's about it.
That's about it. Okay. How you doing there, folks? It's been a wee while. I've been busy. January just flew past. January's a good month sometimes to get out the way, but actually we were blessed with good weather in January, and Mo and I did actually manage a trip, which was the last time that we checked in, when we went across the Skye and Rassay. I've been out a few times since, but I didn't take the camera with me. Just had a load of stuff to do in January. The month just disappeared, but we're into early February now. We're in the Southern Cairngorms. We're camped up for tonight. If you can hear a bit of a buzz beside you there, it's because I've got a parabolic gas heater on. We're running the van slightly different tonight because the temperature is going to be super low tonight. I think they're talking about double figures minus double figures with the wind chill, so it could go down to minus 10, 11, something like that. And all the pipe work and water tanks are all underslung on this van. I'm worried about them freezing. So the van's actually dry. We've got access to cooking facilities, but we don't have the boiler charged up. There's no water in it. So to keep the van toasty warm, we've got that parabolic heater, but with the insulation in the van, it's nice and toasty in here, isn't it? And especially if we put the cooker on, it doesn't have to be on for very long. So we were out and about today. We had a nice walk along the River Dee, heading in towards White Bridge, if you know that area. We took the cameras along, and I rolled the camera for a wee while. Actually I had the bigger camera today, and we got a wee bit of footage, but I didn't do any dialogue, it was too windy out there.
So stags.
Oh, we saw a load of stags, yeah, massive stags in the
Sorry.
massive stags in the forest when we were coming back, but it was almost dark. It was about 5.
They weren't bothered at all.
No, well they're down. There's snow over the high ground, and it was snowing most of our walk.
They were feeding there.
Yeah, so they were feeding and sheltering in the trees.
They saw us, and then one of them was keeping an eye on us. The other was.
Yeah, the rest of them were just eating. Yes, not bothering at all. So we're parked up in a favourite spot. We were going to park a little bit further along in the trees where we have camped often, but the amount of tree damage this winter with all these storms, there was several hanging branches, and I thought we're not going to park the van under them. It's going to be windy tonight, and there's snow, overnight snow. Driving along the Linn of Dee there, the road was quite hard. It was quite difficult going in places. But I think what's going to happen, if the forecast is right, we're going to get a little bit more snow tonight, quite a lot of wind, and then it's going to turn to sleet in the morning, and then by tomorrow afternoon it's going to be quite heavy rain, I think. So it'll make for an easier drive down the road, although I'm not sure if we're going home tomorrow. We'll probably stay until Sunday, see if we can get a decent walk tomorrow. We're thinking about maybe heading towards the Linn of Quoich tomorrow. We'll see how we feel and what the weather's like in the morning, but we'll do something, and we'll try and roll the camera a wee bit for you. We're very conscious that it's a while since we've uploaded anything, so. But for now, I'm going to have my pasta while it's nice and warm, and I'm going to tuck into these vegetables, and you make a noise when I'm filming, and I'm going to have some ginger beer, traditionally brewed with fresh root ginger. What have you got tonight, Mo?
Oh.
You got a cup of coffee or tea or something on the go?
Tea.
Do you want some ginger beer?
Nah, it's fine. I don't like ginger.
Mo's not a big fan of ginger, so. Right folks, I'm going to tuck in here. We'll get back to you in a wee while. I'll probably switch the camera. I might switch the camera on before we climb into our bunks. All depends how effective the parabolic heater is at keeping the van warm. If it gets too cold, then
It's an experiment.
yeah, I think it'll be fine. We used the parabolic heater a lot in the old van, and it worked really well. So cheers for now, folks. good to switch that filming lamp off. It's
I know, I'm right in my eye.
Right in my eyes too. Well folks, that's dinner done and dusted, washing up, sorted out. I'm just going to watch a movie on the iPad now and then maybe read for a wee while. It's nice and warm in here. The wee heater is doing the job, although it's cold outside. But it's not as wild as we were expecting.
Are you going to show the folks the heater?
Yeah, I think I might have filmed a bit already. I'll turn the camera around. I don't want to pick the heater up when it's on. So, it's a wee heater that I picked up a number of years ago, and I've used it in the old van and that old trailer that I had that I used to camp in. I used it in there once or twice, and I've also used it as a tent heater as well, so it's had a fair bit of use. But that's a new gas canister that I plugged in tonight, so it's certainly pumping out a fair bit of heat. Anyway, we're blethering, so we're going to watch this movie and then we'll get some gear ready for tomorrow, and we'll get back to you in the morning, folks. We'll see what the weather brings, whether we're going to get out and about or not. We're hoping, I'm hoping, that we're going to get a walk tomorrow, but I feel that it might be quite wet tomorrow. It'd be nice if it snowed. It'd be okay walking around there in the snow. I'm not so sure it's going to be a lot of fun if it's hammering down with rain, but we'll see what we get tomorrow.
Cold rain.
Cold rain, yeah, freezing cold rain. Oh, we'll get out and we'll do something, I'm sure. So we'll get back to you in the morning, folks. You looking forward to it? Morning, folks. We had a lovely toasty night in the van last night. We went off to sleep and oh, it was well below zero. Hard frost outside and good covering of snow. And sometime in the night the weather turned to mild. The cloud rolled in heavy and deposited a fair amount of rain. It's raining now. It's not really supposed to. What time was that rain supposed to come in, Mo?
Lunchtime, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's not lunchtime now. It's still quite early in the morning.
Well, it's supposed to be snowing in the morning, but obviously it's not snow.
Yeah, well, the mild weather is coming early. I don't know if you can see out the window with the camera there, folks, but we're perched above the River Dee. That hill there, which you won't be able to see, that's Craig Val. Craig Valg is a little Graham. It's spelled C-R-E-A-G, and then Valg is B-H-A-L-G. If you want to check it out on the map, that's where we are. And I'm interested in exploring the Linn of Quoich today, although it's going to be a mucky walk. You got some tea on the go there, Mo? Thank you. Oh, it's hot. Cheers, folks. Very good. So we'll get a cup of tea and we'll get suited up. We'll get out and about somewhere, do a bit of walking. I'm going to try and take the GoPro. I'm going to take the GoPro with me, but I'm going to try and do a bit of filming. I'm not sure how successful it will be, but I'll give you a few glimpses, just as we did yesterday on our hike. We didn't set the camera up very often because of the wind and the snow squalls that were coming through. Well, it's going to be much of the same today, but rain today instead of the snow. But we'll show you a wee glimpse or two of the Linn of Quoich. So let me get this cup of tea and then we'll get the van cinched down and on the road. Not got far to go, just got to spin round up to the Linn of Dee and then back down again. Back down on the other side. here in the eastern carries on into Benner's Road and all of that. Spelled A-V-O-N. Yeah, I can't last time. I knew I went really along. Hey, it's a proper wet day, folks. Hope you can hear me above the sound of the water and the rain. Filming GoPro, I've managed to capture a wee bit of footage for you to give you a flavour of the walk, but the weather's been getting steadily worse, and I think that's it set in now. It's going to rain pretty much all afternoon now, and into the evening, and then turn to snow. So we're going to have a bite to eat here, and then we're going to follow the river back down. and back to the warmth of the van.
Can't wait.
We've picked up the traces of a track, folks, although it's difficult to follow.
What track?
Yeah, what track? There is traces here, and it'll deliver us back to the road, and then we've just got a short hop up to the wee car park where the van's parked, and then we'll get the kettle on and get a cup of tea on the go. My fingers are cold today. I've had my gloves on and off with the filming. And
the rain.
And the rain, they've got wet inside, although they're waterproof gloves. I've got a spare pair in my pack, but
Icy. It's actually icy snow/rain.
I sleet today. I'm changing to snow tonight, actually. You manage there, Mo. Yeah. This track is not really a track.
It's not a track.
I think it's no track at all, folks. Almost there. Whoa! Tree roots. I'm going to have to put the camera away for this bit. You be careful on this bit, Mo. It's pretty steep. I'll put the camera away. I'll get back to you in the van, folks. Well, we made it, folks. That's the van there. Oh, it's been a mucky wet day, cold day.
Oh yeah, it's still cold.
Let's go and get the kettle on. there's a lot of shots fired.
I hope it's not stags we saw yesterday.
No, it's in a different direction. I'm pretty sure it's over there. You hear that?
I don't, because I'm doing this.
Oh, right, okay. That's a lot of shots. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but it might. They might be setting the guns. That many shots.
Has the bread been eaten by the wee robin?
I don't know. I can't see. I can't see out. Some of it. Yeah, some of it's gone. So we're parked up at the Linn of Quoich, folks. That's the River Dee over my shoulder there, in behind us there, although you can't see it because the van's all steamed up. We've got the kettle on the go. This is actually our second cup of tea. So we had a grand walk today, although the conditions were pretty challenging at times. It was icy rain, sleet, and at one point it was just really hammering down with snow, in fact. And there's heavy snow forecast coming in probably around a little bit after dark, I think, and it could actually snow most of the night, which means this is not an ideal place to park up for the night, because this road that we're on is not high priority for the gritters, and the van is not brilliant in the snow. It's not bad in the snow actually, although when we were coming back from our Skye and Rassay trip we pulled off into fairly deep snow, and it was a wee bit of a challenge getting back on the road again. Quite a lot of wheel spin involved. So we'll probably need to get out of here. But if you're interested in the walk that we did today, we went around Glen Quoich. So we're parked at the Linn of Quoich. We went round on the west side of Glen Quoich, but there is actually a track that goes all the way round. And we used the track here and there to get from point to point, but we didn't stay on it all the time because some of the prettiest bits are best seen off the track. So if you want to get into the pine forest, you really have to go and do a bit of cross country, which is quite difficult. The terrain can be quite unforgiving, but it's very rewarding as well. And also if you want to go down and explore the riverside, the track is a reasonable way back from the river. So if you want to get down and see the water, you really need to hike across the heather and through the trees. So we did a little bit of that for you, and we captured some of it on camera, but the weather was conspiring against us pretty much all of this trip. Yesterday when we were out heading towards the upper reaches of the River Dee towards White Bridge there, it was cold and windy and a little bit of snow. Today, cold, wet and windy and a little bit of snow as we were heading back towards the van. So, but we're fine and cosy here. So what do you think, Mo? Do you think we'll finish this cup of tea and then we'll pack up and find a place to park up for tonight?
Maybe.
Or maybe head down the road?
Maybe.
I think what we're going to do, folks, we're going to wind the video up here because we're not really sure whether we're going to tootle down the road. It's not that far. It's only about 3.5 hours from here to get home. So it's
normal people don't drive that far. We used to do all day trips to Inverness and back.
That's the first car that we've seen all day.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. I was surprised how quiet, because this is quite a popular bit, isn't it?
Yeah, normally, this is well, people park here. This is one of the access routes onto Benavoord, so you can get up onto the Benavoord track. So we were looking across and actually managed to get a tiny little bit of footage of these hills. Benavoord and Benan. It's spelt A-V-O-N. You would think it would be pronounced Avon, but it's pronounced Benan. Anyway, we got a wee glimpse of these hills through the murk, through the cloud and the rain and the sleet and the snow.
Now we're back in the van. The sun's
the sun's out now.
Blue sky.
Is it? Oh yeah, there is. Anyhow, I think we'll thank the folks for tuning in. They're probably already switched off.
Long gone.
We'll finish our tea and then we'll decide what we're going to do. We hope to get back to you in the not too distant future, folks. Apologies that there hasn't been much activity on the channel. January was just so busy.
It's you talk like as if somebody's missing you.
They're missing the adventures.
I doubt it.
The shenanigans, the hijinks. January was just a busy month for us. A lot of things to do. So, I'm not sure what's up and coming, but there are a few plans. I've got.
We're going to Ireland.
Well, we are going to Arran, yes. We'll take the cameras. We're going to Arran for a couple of days. And there's a few things rattling around in my head. I just need I need a weather window for them, and probably slightly longer days. And maybe a wee bit of help with the logistics on one of the trips. But that's another story. Right folks, enough blethering. I'm going to have my cup of tea, spin these seats round, and then we'll get on the road. So we'll get back to you soon folks. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.